internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. You are not ready for this episode. That's all I got to say. If you have anything near you that you might throw because you might get upset, put it away or step away, go to a room that's empty. This video is going to piss off some of you, so viewers, discretion is advised. I'm going to give you that full warning right now because what you're about to hear right now, some of you guys are going to get a headache. And the fact that there's living incels, there's living individuals walking around thinking this about Ripple and XRP, oh my goodness. And let me make one thing very clear. $100 XRP is happening 100%. We have a video that was just dropped an hour ago from Ripple. And the timing of this couldn't be perfect because this individual says otherwise, okay? Get ready for this one. It's going to be very aggressive, and I want every single one of your opinions in the comments down below because I'm sick and tired of these individuals acting and pretending like they know anything. They know nothing. Okay, listen, after you hear what they have to say, you're gonna say the same thing. For them to speak like this about Ripple and XRP, they truly do know nothing. So listen to this. So first, we have breaking news today from Ethereum giant Consensus, and they announced that a 20% workforce reduction impacting 162 employees is gonna get snipped. And I would love to give you the original announcement from Joseph Lubin, that's ahead of Consensus, but guess what? I can't because he blocked me. Why? Because I called him out for his shadiness. And remember what Brad Garlinghouse said.
I think, anytime there's a new market, there's a lot of people that run into that market and try to show that they can solve a problem, they can deliver a customer need. I have said publicly before that I think 99% of all crypto probably goes to zero. But there is that 1% where I think that is focused on solving a real problem for real customers and is able to do that at scale. And that's going to be game changing.
This was years ago. And what do you think R3 is doing? They're selling. Consensus cutting employees. Why? Because they're nowhere near on Ripple's level whatsoever. I'm not saying Ethereum and Consensus is going to go to zero. It's not going to. It's going to stick around. But do you see this, ladies and gentlemen? We are right. If you guys have been following this channel since inception, we are on the money. We are on the money. You see what I mean? Ripple, XRP cannot be comparable to anything. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. Let's get that algorithm going. And guess what? The BIS Innovation Hub is going to shut down Enbridge. Remember all that Enbridge? Oh my God, it's going to take over Ripple. They're going to use Enbridge and not XRP. Listen, every single one of these entities are going to do their proof of concepts. That's the way of them learning. That's the way of them getting the word out, and they have to do this. You need to understand that us, the individuals that are tuning in every day, you do understand that we are a part of the biggest financial revolutions in human mankind history, and we are learning as we go. They're doing the same thing. Some of you guys know way more than some of these politicians. Do you understand that? Like, give yourself a pat on the back. This is a brand new, not asset class, but a new, education that just came out that everybody's learning as we go. As days progress, we're learning this, right? Like, you need to understand the importance of this. Top bank officials and financial executives discussed the possibility of shutting Enbridge down during a meeting in Washington. We'll get into it on a further video. There's so much going on. I can't cover everything, but I'm going to cover the best part. Listen to what was said. I'm not going to say their name because I do not respect anything about this individual, because what you're about to hear, listen, take a deep breath. You know what? Just listen. This is why, Ripple sells XRP.
And they're trying to get as much money as they can out of people because it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to them. They're getting rich. And this is why they're facing legal trouble. This is why we have the SEC battle versus Stellar, who's literally an advisor for the CFTC helping form regulations. The difference there is crazy to think about. crazy to think about. That's a ridiculous difference between those two coins. And that's why we have the ethos with Stellar. So in a speculative market, when Dogecoin's becoming one of the top coins ever, of course, fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff, is going to get people to FOMO in and to make the price action and the market cap generally be higher. But as time progresses and as XRP keeps going down and Ripple keeps going down this very bad road legally, and Stellar keeps increasing legally and surviving a regulatory clarity crypto market, which one are you going to choose logically? So for me, I'm not going to be on the side of Ripple any day.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I played it a little bit for myself as well as I'm going to play it again at the end so you guys could hear how stupid it sounds. But first, let me give you his facts. I mean, he didn't come to the table with no evidence. I mean, no. This smart individual, this highly IQ'd, walking legend that knows so much.
Fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff.
That apparently Ripple is,
and they're trying to get as much money as they can out of people because it doesn't matter to them. They're getting rich. And this is why.
Oh my goodness. Imagine being around somebody like this. Do you understand how bad this is? But here, let me give you his evidence, because David Schwartz, 4 months ago, June 3rd, 2024 to be exact, said this about how banks aren't going to be Ripple's success story. But again, this individual is so smart, they missed out. If they listened just a little bit longer, they would have heard it.
You didn't have enough money to buy a Christmas present or something. Like, they want that money in your pocket immediately. So those types of and the very largest can hire hundreds of payment engineers, right? Like Airbnb, Uber, Amazon, probably. They've already spent probably $1 billion each on solving these problems. But if you want to compete with them, you want to be a small to medium enterprise playing in that pond. Do you want to spend $1 billion hiring hundreds of payment engineers to be able to? No, right? You want some other solution. And so those are good target markets. Banks, it's very sexy when you close a deal with the bank. And we do that sometimes, but they're very slow movers. They're very slow to execute. They're very conservative. They're never going to be Ripple success stories, and it's hard to get them to push the benefits down to their customers. They're never going to be Ripple success stories, and it's hard to get them to push the benefits down to their customers because that's risky for them, and then it highlights where they're inefficient. So we focused a lot on banks in the beginning just because a press release with a bank is a big thing, but we discovered they're just very slow to move. Like, if all they want is a press release, now we're like, hey, we want to actually move billions of dollars now, and they're like, yeah, we kind of don't.
Okay, you heard that, but you missed the main part. Listen to what he says here.
Very slow to move. Like, if all they want is a press release, now we're like, hey, we want to actually move billions of dollars now, and they're like, yeah, we kind of don't.
Fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff.
They're never going to be Ripple success stories, and it's hard to get them to push the benefits down to their customers. Very slow to move. Like, if all they want is a press release, now we're like, hey, we want to actually move billions of dollars now, and they're like, yeah, we kind of don't.
All they want is a press release, so it sounds cool pretty much that we're working with so-and-so, right? But no, they wanted to just go in there and work but they couldn't because there was no regulation. My goodness, that's their evidence. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm jumping up and down on my chair right now because I'm just so this is crazy stuff. And do you understand? So this is what this is what I'm talking about, the brain dead, the waste of skin individuals. It is absolutely incredible. But guess what? We have an hour ago. An hour ago, this just came out, okay? This just came out from Ripple. And listen to what they say here an hour ago.
With this in mind, last year, Ripple acquired Medico. And the reason that Medico was attractive to us is that, like Ripple, everything they have done has built to be security first and compliance first, and it's all built with the needs of some of the top-tier financial institutions in mind. Because of this, we are fortunate enough to count some of these very large banks.
Fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff.
As our customers, we have banks like BBVA, by DBS, and HSBC that we are fortunate to have as customers, and many more.
Fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff.
And many more. And in 2025, to continue to expand the capabilities of our custody solution.
And also, it gets even better because don't forget, you need to understand that David Schwartz isn't a part of that team in Ripple where they're doing deals with financial institutions. You do understand that, right? You do understand within Ripple, there's different departments. But again, this is where real life experience is lacking for a lot of crypto investors. And I made that very clear on my channel. Given my experience in the 10 years, I could just sniff out a lot of crypto individuals that have no experience in any kind of work environment, let alone holding a job in a financial institution for 10 years. Do you understand how important this is? These individuals that you are seeing on Twitter, they're like, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but you need to understand who you're listening to, right? Real life experience matters a lot. And I know my audience is very mature, very, very mature. There's 70% of you guys are over the age of 30. So you guys know that I worked in highly regulated government entities and all that stuff. You do understand how much information you do garner, right? And that is what I'm trying to say about my experience applying it to crypto, and especially since inception, I knew Ripple was going to be the winner because I knew since day one what they were trying to achieve, and look where we are today. And look who you are listening to, and they're talking about XLM. It is absolutely disgusting. And in the same months, couple months ago, okay, they're saying this. Remember, like you guys have heard this before, but listen.
We now have two major prospects. I cannot name it, but hopefully you will read it in the press in the near future.
Fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff.
They both of them, and I was really surprised, actually it's free, and these are real positively meant monsters of banks, and I was very positively surprised that there is a shift in the thinking into that direction.
So this is pretty much to shut that clown individual down. They have no idea what they're talking about, and this video right here just blows it out of the water. They didn't even listen to the full video. You need to understand that David Schwartz doesn't even do partnership deals like that. Everybody has different departments. You may not know this, but there's different roles between companies, okay? But folks, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I mean, you got to take a deep breath for this one. I mean, I could not believe my eyes and my ears. I actually got a headache. And it's when XRP takes over everything and becomes the number one asset, and when it goes to $100, I'm telling you right now, these individuals, some of them are going to commit suicide. Please do not ever do that, okay? But some of them are going to be so emotionally damaged and emotionally hurt of the events that are going to happen. It is going to completely blow their mind. Remember, we'll cover this in a different episode. Market cap for Ripple is liquidity, and liquidity is limitless. So market cap doesn't exist. Try to understand that, because that is very, very important for you to understand. We're going into a world where utility is the key driver. So deep liquidity, just think about that. So I'm going to end off today's episode. We are probably going to do a double header because there is so much information to cover. This is brand new. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Please go share this to everybody. And if you're wondering if I hold XLM, absolutely not. I made multiple videos on this, why I don't do it, why I don't hold it. I sold it all back in 2018. I had a lot, hundreds of thousands, okay? I'm not going to hold on to it. It's a clone. Long story short, it is nowhere near on Ripple's level whatsoever. Let's just talk about licensing. This individual is talking about XLM and how it's better, but they don't even have licensing. Okay, we went over this. And if you guys are new to my channel, if this is like the first video you're watching, I suggest you go watch my previous videos, because all we do is speak facts. We may be wrong on some of the topics we cover. We all make mistakes, but 95 to 98% of majority of the times, it's all facts that all became into reality. And every single individual that has been following me on this journey since day one, you know how crazy this is. Because I even told you, do not worry about these projects, remember? I said, do not worry about all these projects that they're naming, you know, Jennifer, Matt, blah, 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 all these different names that they're naming, right? because it's just all proof of concept of their learnings, so they could just, you need to create information, right? You need these in place, because if you don't keep a track record of how you're creating the system, how are you ever going to go back on it and improve it and look at it from a bird's eye view? Okay, please. I know sometimes I speak fast, and try to understand that. So let's wrap up the video. Your comments in today's episode are highly. If you never comment, I want you to comment, because what you just heard today, that is a 2024 Walking Dead individual.
Fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff. Fake press releases by Ripple talking about all this bank stuff. And they're trying to get as much money as they can out of people because it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to them. They're getting rich. And this is why they're facing legal trouble. This is why we have the SEC battle. And this is why they're facing legal trouble. This is why we have the SEC battle. It doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to them. They're getting rich.
That individual, I mean, they better like be a clown, or I hope it's like some fake AI, or it's like it's not a real human, because there is no way that exists. There is no way there is actually an individual like that. I mean, I thought, like, you think that you would think that's a joke. What you just heard, you would think that is a joke. It's just Ripple about to get rich, and knowing what we know about Ripple XRP, this is what I mean, folks. This is absolutely what I mean. It's going to be so tremendous when this thing takes off. It's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. So I do appreciate every single one of you guys. And if you haven't already, Christmas is coming up, and if you don't have self-custody of your own asset, link is in the description down below. $129 off for a double pack of the Descent wallet. This is what I use, and there's a single one as well. A link is in the description down below. If you have one, I'm telling you right now, you need to. Don't ask why, you need to. You're gonna need it, trust me. And especially when everything starts picking up, you heard me say this, some of you guys may have heard me say this many times, but it's facts. Once demand picks up, once the bull market runs, everybody's gonna order this. It's gonna get delayed, and the chances of it being intercepted and being altered are high, because that's what happened in 2021 and 2018. So get it, and don't ever buy it from Amazon. Always, the link in the description down below is safe. You're gonna see the 24 hours exclusive discount page. That is the double verified stamp that you're safe, okay? So link is in the description down below. Make sure you get it. Christmas is around the corner. They make for great gifts by storing XRP and giving it to your family members. I mean, it's a revolutionary moment, and it's going to be a moment that they're never going to forget, because they're giving them a device with, let's say, $400 worth of XRP that could be worth a lot of money years from now, right? And you're giving them with a self-custody already ready to go. And then that's how you enroll new individuals. You need to understand, it begins with you. It begins with us. That's how we all got together, and that's how we are all growing together, and that's how we are all making together money. Okay? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Insane video. I think this has got to be one of the most, I'm not even done. I'm still talking, because this has got to be one of the most best videos I think I've personally made in regards to pointing out a complete wow. Like, and that individual, I mean, I should have probably told you guys this in the beginning, but there was a debate with Mikkel and him. And honestly, Mikkel, you got to pick better guys to do that with. I mean, if that's who you're debating, that's a walk in the park. That's a walk in the park. That's a baby. That's a little baby with no education.
With the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.